I have every reason to think President Biden will continue the strong diplomatic and commercial relations the United States and the UK have enjoyed over the decades.
The key for President Biden will be to revitalize U.S.-UK and U.S.-European relationships.
President Trump,
dealing with the European Union is very difficult.
Was a strong supporter of Brexit.
They drive a hard bargain.
With Biden, I think there'll be a little less of a close relationship maybe between the two leaders initially. I don't think he supported Brexit.
Joe Biden is a fan of the European Union. He has, over the last decades, seen the integration of Europe as a positive development in geopolitical stability.
U.S. interests are diminished with Great Britain not an integral part of Europe.
Will he punish the UK for its decision to leave the European Union? Absolutely not.
He would be a realist. He would understand this is the settled will of the United Kingdom. It's not a matter for US politicians to intervene in.
Had I been a British citizen, I would have voted against leaving.
The United Kingdom not only voted for Brexit in a referendum, but it then voted very dramatically to see it through.
I think the most controversial issue, depending on how Brexit lands, will be the Northern Ireland issue.
Of course, the U.S. is one of the original guarantors of peace in Northern Ireland, and I think he feels strongly connected to that.
U.S. leaders here, Democratic leaders, Nancy Pelosi, Richard Neal, chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, they have signaled unambiguously that if this Brexit results in a hardened border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, they view that as a threat to the Good Friday Agreement, and that is a deal killer for a U.S.-UK agreement.
The British government has absolutely no wish to undermine the agreement, and I think more diplomatic work has to be done with some of the senators and congressmen and women on the Hill, because I think they misunderstand what the Good Friday Agreement actually says, and they misunderstand the aims of the principal players in the EU-UK talks. It is only because the EU has been refusing to negotiate in good faith about a free trade answer that you have border issues over customs and the movement of goods. All of those can be resolved without infringing the Good Friday Agreement. And on the British side of the border, I'm sure that's exactly what the UK government will do.
The UK has profited massively in the last 200 years from free trade.
Well, the great news about doing a trade deal with the US or with anybody else once we are a free country negotiating our own trade arrangements is that we can decide. We can decide that it's worth making some concessions to get the benefits that a free trade deal offers, or we can decide it isn't worth making the benefits.
I think in some ways a Biden administration will be easier for the British government to negotiate with. There'll be some nuanced differences. President Biden will have the same interest as any U.S. president, increasing market access for U.S. exporters, a sensitivity to certain domestic interests here in the United States. So I'm cautiously optimistic an agreement will get done.
Trade negotiations between the two parties, assuming that they go forward, will take place outside the public eye. But as I said, I think given the degree to which everybody's going to be focused on the pandemic and the economic dislocations of the pandemic, I doubt that we're going to see the US and the UK jump early on to try to conclude a free trade deal.
Biden can't ignore a US-UK agreement. We've gone through 4 rounds of negotiations. We've made a lot of progress. The UK is the world's 5th largest economy. It's the US's 5th largest trading partner. So he's going to have to both take the agreement seriously and embrace it as something positive for both countries.
Any agreement that locks in greater abilities for citizens of each country to, buy from whoever they want and sell to whoever they can is a good deal.
In my mind, the key question is, how important will the relationship be? How relevant will it be? How special will it be? And it's hard for me to imagine some kind of fundamental rift between the United States and the United Kingdom.
I myself would never lay great stress on the American relationship being called special. I think it is special, but I think the proof of that is in every day, the enormous amount of collaboration and agreement there is, whoever is in Whitehall and whoever is in the White House. There are a lot of things we share in common, an awful lot of things we do together, particularly on the defense, cyber and intelligence area. And that will remain true.
I do think that it would be wise for the UK to think through how to make sure that it remains as relevant as possible to the United States. As one of Europe's more capable countries when it comes to the projection of military power, I would encourage the UK to stay lashed up to the European Union and to help the United States carry burdens on the defense front, because that will make the UK, along with Europe, more relevant to the US and a more attractive partner to Washington.